Hey, everybody.
I'm Mo.
And I'm Katie, and this is
The Mo and Katy Show.
Now, I know what you're all thinking. You're all wondering who this special guest is behind me.
That's right. You're looking at Katie's Hooters.
And if you're just listening to this, you're probably really wondering, this is Alexander.
If you're just listening,
He's an owl
what
pillow.
you're missing out on is Katie's Hooters. And I gotta say, those are large.
Thank you very much.
You just had them stuffed?
And purple. So there's that.
Depends what you're into.
So here we are.
Is that what we're talking about today?
Talking about positive disruptors.
Well, those
You're
are
a
positive
disruptor.
disruptors.
I don't know what kind of disruptor you are, but so we're talking more about positive disruptors. And last time we talked about Mr. Rogers, and we hope that you all took the challenge to heart and slowed down, took a moment to pause before you speak. That was the challenge of the podcast. Did you see what I did there?
No, I didn't.
Demonstrated.
So your Hooters are staring at me. It's very distracting. Anyway.
His name is Alexander.
Okay. Okay.
Do you want me to move him?
No, it's too late.
Okay.
I've made eye contact with your Hooters.
Stop.
They're staring at me.
Stop.
Anyway, positive disruptors.
Yes.
I think one of the cool things about positive disruptors is they have disrupted something and they've something we have taken for granted.
Yes.
For example, the positive disruptor we're going to talk about today, and did we decide on how his name is going to be pronounced?
I think I looked up some phonetic things, and I think his name is Laszlo Biro.
Biro. So
Laszlo.
and there's a bunch of like slashes and apostrophes
Umlauts
over there. Yeah, sliding umlauts, which is the same as an apostrophe over. I'm going to start spelling like my name with some, I don't know, punctuation. Anyway, Laszlo Biro.
M-O''E.
With an umlaut over the M. He actually is the inventor of the ballpoint pen.
The ballpoint pen.
Which I think we take for granted. Not a lot of people, because some of you are writing with a stylus and with your thumbs and, the kids these days.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting, and I don't know what rabbit holes you went down. I know where I went. But I thought it was interesting that, so he was a journalist, and they were using fountain pens, but he was working in like the newsprint, and he noticed how the newsprint ink dried smudge-free. And so he actually tried taking with a ballpoint pen and tried putting the newsprint ink.
The word viscosity was used a lot.
A lot, yeah.
There was not enough viscosity.
Yeah.
And he also he was tired of the time, like I think he recognized the time it took to fill up his fountain pen. Like how much that added up over time.
Do you know, have you used a fountain pen before?
I don't think I have.
Here's the problem. I have, and I think I might be doing it wrong. And it may be not so much a viscosity thing, but a pressure thing. When I write with fountain pens, I tear the paper.
Ooh.
Because it's a little sword. I mean, you're writing with a little sword.
A little sword.
It's an ink-filled sword. It's just
a literary swashbuckler.
Thank you. Is it because of my boots? No, but it's just shy of being a tattoo artist. But I rip through the page, which I'm not saying tattoo artists rip through the skin, but technically
Still
they do.
a needle.
Anyway, I don't have any tattoos.
I know you don't.
Okay. I'll bet you do. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the
fountain pen.
Yes, the little sword in your hand.
Yes.
Well, the penis mightier than your sword. Pen.
Thank you, Alex.
The pen is mightier than the sword, or the penis mightier than the sword.
Would you stop? You can't behave today. I mean, it's not shocking, but...
Well, I think it's because of my viscosity.
Thank you for noticing.
Thank you.
I just had it done.
I just had it greased. Oh, we could talk about lubrication.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, here's what I like about... He saw... And it wasn't... Here's the thing. It wasn't exactly like a problem, right? Okay. My fountain pen takes too long to fill up. My fountain pen stabs through the paper. Maybe that's how Braille...
Hashtag fountain pen problems.
Maybe that's how Braille was invented.
Just start poking through the paper.
I don't know. You never know. Or cross stitch.
Or Louis Braille, who invented Braille, but whatever.
I don't know him. But here's the thing is that it wasn't something that needed to be bettered, or there was nothing wrong with the fountain pen.
You could write.
But what he thought was a better idea, how it came to him. Do you know how it came to him?
No.
He was watching kids play marbles.
Oh,
they
nice.
were playing with marbles, and he noticed that when the marble ran through a puddle, that when it came out of the puddle, there was still a little bit of
I did not read that.
Bringing a trail
that's
of water.
Cool. That's cool.
And so that's how he got the idea to have a canister. And he tried, and I think this is where viscosity comes in. I think he tried with the fountain pen ink cartridge with a ballpoint, like a steel ball or something like that. But anyway,
didn't work.
It didn't work. But he figured it out, and he and his brother figured it out, had a patent for a writing implement. But here's what I didn't know. I didn't know that a ballpoint pen is called a biro overseas.
In some countries, yeah. I did not know that either.
I mean, what do you call it? A pen?
Pen. It's called a pen.
Yeah.
Ballpoint pen. Like if I'm being specific. And actually there are other pens that release ink in different ways that I'm not too crazy about.
Yeah.
Let me just stop and just tell you this piece of information. Mo and I love pens. We're kind of pen dorks. We're kind of pen geeks.
Yeah.
We like 4-color ballpoint pens. I found the first one with the pencil in it.
Yeah.
Game changer.
It was 3 colored pens and 1 pencil.
Yes. And then Mo found these.
So speaking of apostrophes over your name,
Game
Stalogy,
changer.
which we found out through Ben Brown, but Stalogy, and he introduced me to this pen, which is a Stalogy pen.
Y'all, the way that thing writes, I don't even know.
But that's technically not a ballpoint pen.
And Mo got this for me for Christmas.
This isn't a ballpoint pen, though, is it? What is this?
No, I think it's a little tiny ballpoint.
I think we're getting off topic, which is also shocking.
Yeah, it's like a ballpoint. And then this one, this one has 3 colors, and it's got it's more like a gray than a black, isn't it?
It's
or
black.
Is it black? Red, blue, and then a pencil. And this we didn't know until recently, after several months of owning an eraser. I love these. These are my purse pens. I love these pens very much.
This is just my pen.
And the funny thing is, they almost look like they're made in Japan.
They almost look like they're made in Japan.
No, they almost look like they have a whole bunch of like it's a sample or something. But then they'll have I was talking about this in the car the other day. It says the ink between stationery and people began when people first used a stick to draw on the ground. So it's like
a fortune cookie. How Asian.
It's a fortune cookie pen. So we love these pens very much. I actually I've been doing some work in my office, and I've been doing some sorting. And
sorting or sorting?
That's like these are all pens, and they're not just pens, but they're pens that work.
Oh, here. See, I think technically this is a ballpoint pen.
Yes.
Well, interesting you say Bic, because Bic, well, what?
That's a uniball, so it's a ballpoint pen. Anyway,
it's a pen with 1 ball.
It is.
Because don't.
This one writes in pink. I also am a huge fan.
Oh my Lord, here we go.
Of pen colors, and I use them in my studio. Every week is an official pen color. My students love this, and there's a little bit of. It's not just because I love colored pens, because I do love colored pens, but it's because I can keep track of what we do from week to week too. So if I mark someone's piano book in one color, and they'll be like, "Oh, we didn't talk about that last week," and I'm like, "Yes, we did, because last week was green and the pen color is green." I have very little power to wield, so I have to wield it where I can.
Speaking of little power to wield. So the Beto brothers invented the ballpoint pen. They had a patent, and the patent was actually bought by an aristocrat, and his name was Marcel. His last name is B-I-C-H, which I would have pronounced bitch. Like, that bitch bought our patent, right? I'm not saying B-I-T-C-H. I'm saying B-I-C-H. Like,
bish, please.
Yeah. Yeah, so they had the patent until the bitch bought it. And once you go
Son of a bish.
Anyway, that bish is the one. That bish is the one who owns Bic, which is the pen I'm holding, B-I-C. And so...
Oh, here's another one. It's another Bic pen.
Yeah, well, Bic, again, the father of Bic is that bish. So But I didn't know that the Bic pen is also the same people that do the Bic shavers.
Oh.
Like Bic razors.
Oh, I don't
So
think
that
I knew
bitch also owns the
Cut a bitch.
Well,
it's going rapidly downhill.
I think we started downhill. But they also own like disposable lighters, so light up that bitch. You know what I mean? Wow, we have gotten off topic.
Wow.
And stationery. So anyway, the bitch who bought the Beto Brothers
Beto
patent.
Brothers.
Yeah. So that bitch took it and owns the pen company Bic, but also it's the same Bic. But weren't you saying that Beto's wife, we're going back to the ballpoint pen inventor, who is not the one who owns, because remember, the bitch owns the patent, but is not the one who invented it. But Beto's wife, her name was?
Oh shoot.
Schick.
Schick. Yes. Yes. Her last name was Schick. Not her first name. That would be weird.
Well, so that Schick, with the bitch,
Who knew pens could be like that?
Anyway,
so the first guy who actually invented the pen was John J. Loud. His last name was Loud. But
his name was spelled in all caps.
It was unsuccessful. So that's his patent, and it didn't work. So
was it a ballpoint pen?
He obtained the first patent for the ballpoint pen, but his was unsuccessful. So I'm not sure. And that was in 1888.
So I guess we have to qualify. The Beto brothers owned the first successful ballpoint pen patent until the bitch bought it.
So. All right. So speaking of,
do you think they had kids? Because then,
my gosh, you need to stop. You seriously need to stop.
Like the son of bitch.
Oh my gosh, would you stop?
Or the son of Schick.
Okay, so well, Schick happens. So I mentioned I've been doing some straightening up in my office, and I did the thing the other day where I literally had a clipboard and a piece of paper, and I dumped all these pens out, and I was scribbling. What do you do with a pen if it doesn't write?
Throw it away.
What are your go-to? Do you try anything before you throw it away? Like
change the batteries?
Do you ever lick the ballpoint before you try it? Do you? I do. Try to use the pen, and if it doesn't work, I'll just lick it. You don't do that? Does anybody else do that? Sometimes it works because it loosens up the
salivary gland
ball.
Oh, so you lick the ball. Is that what you're saying?
I bet other people do that.
No one does that.
Yes,
no one licks a pen.
You just make circles till something. So I threw away several pens. I threw away lots of pens because they didn't.
Okay, well here's my question.
So
you're gonna keep, but you're gonna keep a pen that you have to lick or
once you do that, then it works. You just have to literally get the ball rolling.
Is that where that comes from?
Might.
Oh, that
you have to get the ball.
Smart.
Stop.
He's the guy
this is
that
a family show.
It's the guy that owns the patent. I'm calling him by his name.
Once you do that, it gets the ball rolling, and then the pen works. And then you keep the pen.
I question something. Listen, when I'm on a call, because I'm a professional, when I'm on a call with a client doing an intake for a possible keynote or an MC gig, I grab a pen. I'm not going to lick the pen on the Zoom call. I'd be like, I'm going to go off camera for a second.
Let's not make out with it. But you just
well, it kind of sounds like you did.
It's quick. Other people do this. I'm not crazy.
Those are two different things.
You need a pen that says, I'm not crazy.
My mother had me tested. Anyway.
So you just throw it away?
Yeah.
Okay. What if you can see there's ink in it? That's what drives me crazy, is if you can see there's still ink in it. You still throw it away.
I don't know how expensive the pens are that you're buying, but...
Oh, I should have brought out the pen my dad made. It's really pretty.
Yeah, like there's
so that pen works because I went on the paper.
Will you lick this?
No, I didn't lick it.
Okay. How do you know? How do I know you haven't licked it?
I can neither confirm nor deny. I just know that pen works.
This is why I don't lick pens to get the ball rolling. Because I don't know who else has licked the pen. Do you think at the Bic factory they're like, Bic, please. We need someone to lick all these pens to make sure we get the ball rolling. Like, what's your job at...
I enjoy our Papermate Ink Joy pens. They're triangular. I like them.
You want to talk about erasable pens?
Oh,
I'm not such a fan of the erasable pens anymore.
We went through a phase.
We grew out of it.
We went through a phase, and we have all the colors still.
Yeah.
Unless you leave your pens unattended with Mo. Because she switches all of them out.
And then I lick the ballpoint pen.
We went through a phase. What are they? Friction.
Friction spelled with an
Two X's.
Frixxon. Sorry.
Not. Yeah, we used them for a while. I feel like we've matured. I still think they're cool, but you found that they fade over time.
Yeah, what I didn't like about it is like if I would take notes with the erasable pen and then I would flip the page and I would take, like, if I wrote on that page, it's almost like it was like a copy paper, like it would come to the other page.
Silly putty.
Not like silly putty at all, because it was similar. But anyway, this has turned into a podcast. Yeah, I can smell the purple. This has turned into a podcast of a pen review. Anyway, what we wanted to focus on was the pattern interrupter and the positive disruptor, Laszlo Bito, who basically found a better way and has led to the ballpoint pen. But remember, he doesn't own the patent anymore because it was bought by the son of... But what I like about it too, though, is even though there was... Fountain pens were fine, everything else was fine, he found a better way to do something. But the inspiration for how to do it better is what I think is so cool, by watching kids play marbles. So
awesome.
There's an important thing about finding solutions for other things outside of your own little echo chamber.
Yeah.
And it's also important to play.
Yes.
And, well, we were going to play with her marbles, but she lost them. So anyway, what's our challenge?
Our challenge is to take pen to paper and write someone a note. Not text, not email. So I don't know how many of you I love sending notes in the mail. And I know, Mo, you do it all the time. And that's one thing I do more since we've become friends, is realize the value of a note. And I have all these cards that I've made because I like to stamp. This is probably one of my favorites. So, isn't that pretty? I made that. But just for any reason, for no reason.
Especially no reason.
Yeah.
That's the thing is.
That's even better.
So like when someone passes, like I don't always send a card right away, because we call it when the casserole is gone, right? So like when there's an initial emergency, everybody's over and everybody's offering help and everybody's offering food and all the things. But it's when all that food runs out and people stop checking in, that's when I like to send a card, because I think, I feel like sometimes that's when people need it the most. Yeah. Although with your uncle, when I said...
I was just thinking about that.
I said, when your uncle passed...
In December.
I sent a card in December. To you and your mom.
My mom got it in...
May? March?
Yeah,
It was months.
It was months. And so she I think it was March. She texted me, she's like, oh my gosh, Mo sent me the sweetest card. I was like, yeah, I think she sent it in December.
I did, Sandy. I did. Anyway. Yeah, but the from a handwritten note perspective, and I think as a business, that's one thing that we do too, is like, so example, we were just on the Athena International cruise on Virgin Voyages.
Yes.
And we hand wrote, we always carry cards with us, and lickable pens. Are they flavored?
Oh, that's a
you know, that bitch gonna steal my patent for that too.
What color is it? Strawberry.
Yeah. No, but that's important to us, and it took us a while. I mean, was it like we'd be done with our whole day, and then we'd be like, okay, so we had a list of all the people we want to. Yeah. And we don't do them ahead of time, because what's important to us also is jotting down a note of kind of specificity, like if there's any inside jokes from the event,
something that happened.
Yeah.
To refer to, and Mo is so good at that, like capturing all of that, and then we had a list, and she literally like, okay, I've got this one, you've got the, it's worth it. We sit on our beds and we just like, she'll write one and throw it to me and I'll sign it. I'll write one and sign it and send it to her, and like we're like, okay, we have everything okay. So. Yeah, it's fun, and I just think that's important. And while we were on the cruise, actually too, it was National Handwriting Day, and we did an exercise where you would print your name and pass the index card to the person next to you, and they would write your name in cursive if you know cursive.
That was a problem.
And it was a problem. There were
Not
some
everybody
younger
knew
folks there didn't know
how to write in cursive. There were some people who got their name back and didn't know that it was their name because they couldn't read cursive. It's like they're font blind. It's like they're font blind. Anyway, what?
Font blindness. I feel like we should make a PSA
Yeah,
for
font blindness affects dozens.
Dozens of Americans.
People, yeah.
But to see your name in someone else's hand and for them to just take the time, like, and even now there's no phone book you can go to. Like, if you want to send someone,
I'm sitting on one.
a note. If you want to send someone a note, you have to get their address. You have to like go to. The time and effort it takes to do it it's small in the scheme of things, but it's meaningful that you took the time to think about someone that long to write them a note.
But the ROI, which stands for return on ink, is huge.
I wasn't expecting that.
Well, yeah.
So your COA, your COA, I'm going to use all the acronyms that I know, which is not many. But our challenge to you is to today think about somebody. It doesn't have to be their birthday. It doesn't have to be a special occasion. It doesn't even have to be a card, like a formal card. Even if you have a colored index card or something fun that you could send them, and just let somebody know, maybe say, hey, one thing I appreciate about you is this, and write it with a ballpoint pen and put it in the mail.
And here's the other part of the challenge, just for bonus points, is even if you have those return address stickers, no, can't use them. Not on this challenge.
Nope.
The challenge is handwrite a note. Handwrite the address that it's going to, and handwrite the return address. That's what we want to see.
There are a lot of younger people who don't know how to address an envelope.
We'll do a tutorial on how to address an envelope. That's what we should do. Is we should do a series of videos for the younger folk, like how to dial a rotary phone.
Because you'll use that every day.
Listen, you might be in an escape room and there'll be millions of dollars on the line, and all you have to do is figure out a rotary phone.
Wrong escape rooms. There's millions of dollars.
We would help you nail it.
We would.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Snailed it. So, smailed it. Mailed it. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, so take a pen and write something down. Do something that is not on your phone, not just on your phone or your tablet.
Yeah.
I like to write out a to-do list. There's something about it. And if I did something that wasn't on my to-do list, I put it on so I can check it off with a red pen.
Unless it's Green Week, because then, yeah. Anyway, so go out there, handwrite a note to somebody, mail it to them, handwrite the return address, handwrite your address.
Get a stamp.
Wait, if you send it.
What are they now? How much?
73 cents.
Wow.
Anyway. That's your positive disruption. That's how you can be a positive disruptor, because most people don't expect that. They get the junk in the mail, and this is a good way to disrupt your pattern. That's a good way to disrupt, honestly, post office patterns, because they see all the junk mail and the crap that we get. And got to redo my roof and get the solar panels and get the AARP card going.
You know what else I like to do? I like to put stickers on envelope, like seal
they're
it with a sticker.
They're called stamps.
No, I like to put stickers on them.
No, well,
but I have a drawer full of stickers because not most people do.
Yeah, if you want to know how I stamp an envelope, mail me or email me your mailing address.
Do you do like sealing wax?
Yes.
Nice.
Anyway, all right. That's your challenge. Go use a Bic pen. Watch out for the bitch that steals your patent. Sorry, buys your patent. Marry a chic.
And again,
write with a Bic.
Highly, highly recommend.
And Stalogy pens.
Stalogy pens. It's good stuff. There's an umlaut. Can't go wrong.
It's not an umlaut. It's a I don't think it's an umlaut. It's a yeah. Anyway.
And remember, from the monumental to the mundane,
life is filled with unforgettable experiences.
You go out and make some more happen today.
Yes.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Now I want s'mores.
Okay. My water.
The call is coming from in the house. He was dead the whole movie. Oh yeah, spoiler alert.
No, I made him on the couch. You're confusing me.
So hard. Well, I have my water and I have my my supplies.
Are you trying to surprise me?
Sorry. Japanese supplies. Surprise!
Pirate.
I
have to let you lead with those jokes, though, because if I do, I look like I'm racist. So
wait till I edit it.